Smoky always reminds me of Gouda cheese. It's smoked.
All right. Hat, whenever you are ready.
Hey! Tuesday! Tuesday.
I thought you say it one more time.
Tuesday.
There you go.
Podstache here on your Tuesday. Might be driving to work, might be on lunch, might be driving home from work.
Might be unemployed.
Might be unemployed, hey! So, live it up. Live
Every
it up.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. From 7 till 9. We're Podstache, as I mentioned. An affiliation with Onnit.com.
Yes!
And V2 eSigs, which as soon as I get money together, I'm going to be getting a starter pack.
You should.
Or Koopa's going to coach me on how to buy individuals to get the most bang for my buck. So
It's, I mean, the starter packs are really good.
Yeah. Beats by Chris.
Yeah.
Yo, you just lay your headphones and then tape them together?
Beats by Chris. Hey, bitch, come here.
Beats by Chris Brown.
Brian seems tickled by that.
Episode title. What was I saying?
But
The starter packs are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good value and everything.
Yeah.
I think I said it on a previous episode, but I mean, if I were to pick up smoking, seriously, there's a like a starter kit that's like $24.95,
Yeah.
$25.95, and then there's a sampler pack that has every single flavor,
I
like
saw that.
one cartridge of every single flavor for what's that, like $16
something like
or $10?
that. Yeah, it was like $10. I
Yeah.
think.
So I would
Well,
just
I
get
was looking at the $60 one because it came with like the charger. It came with the 2 cigarettes.
yeah. Well, yeah, each one comes with a charger.
Yeah.
But I know that $25 one only just comes with one cigarette.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's all I would want. But
Yeah.
obviously, if you're a heavy smoker, you
Yeah.
may need two.
Yeah. But I'm looking at doing that. So V2 eSigs. Next month or so, I'll be getting a pack of that. So
Also, there you go.
what are we saying?
While
It's Tuesday.
we're dishing out plugs, I want to give a shout out to Jason Buck and his radio show, A Soft and Tremulous Motion, on KRUI.FM. He's got a radio show out of Iowa, and it's really cool, especially for you Podstache fans who are diehard music fans. He'll do stuff where it'll be like Skip James, followed by like Cro-Mags, followed by like Prince. So, highly recommended.
Deep cut style shit.
Yes.
Too.
If you go to the
not
website,
single, yeah.
I think he's the 89.7 stream. I might be fucking that up, but I highly
It's cool.
recommend it.
Yeah. I checked it out. It's really fucking cool.
Every
so.
Saturday at 10, I believe,
It
maybe
goes
9.
for a while, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it goes
yeah.
for a
So
couple
after you're
hours.
done listening to Podstache, hit up Jason Buck.
Red brought scotch.
Yes.
We should all.
Which,
we
by
all-
the way, Andy Lee's here.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm Justin Shank, Control Station.
Christopher Lee.
To my left.
some form of ghost that plays Brian.
Brian Lee.
And special guest.
Andrew Lee.
All right. Red brought scotch.
Yes.
Black grouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Smoky.
It's good.
yeah, it's
Especially
good.
with
Definitely
ice.
smoky. Yeah.
What? No.
Yes, it is.
Was that you or my phone?
That was me. Oh, yeah.
That's my text tone. So
Smoky, good. Smoky.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
smoky.
Smooth.
Like I said, smoky always reminds me of Gouda cheese.
it's.
I
I
don't
wouldn't say
like-
it's as smoky as that.
That's
Lap shung lap.
Lap rod.
Ooh. What?
Save the bottle?
that was back at your mom's house. We had it.
Yeah, that was
Oh yeah, we weren't really
honestly,
saving
it
bottles
is.
though.
That was good.
Yeah.
What's that?
What is it?
That stuff that bottle that I bought for the three of us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lap rod.
Oh,
pick
came
some
with
of
an
those.
acre.
Yeah, I bought an acre of aisle.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not as smoky as that.
That was
Yeah.
smoky.
But
You want to tell the Nicor story?
Yes. Yes, I do
Here
that. So, well, do you want to give a brief overview of why they
Sure.
even came out in the
So
first
basically,
place?
we've been in a 2-month battle with Nicor. Yeah, it's 2 months.
Nicor sounds like a very evil, like robot evil corporation. Nicor.
I'll get you, Nicor.
they sent the Nicorians into our apartment.
Yeah.
Basically, all we have on our gas bill is an electric is a gas range.
And a microwave.
Yeah, just a gas range is on our gas bill, and then all of a sudden one day in the mail we get a bill for $610.
Oh!
So we're just like, that's not possible. So I mean, I'm doing the extreme abridged version, but. Yeah.
Well, you told the story at one point on Podstache.
Yeah, listen to whatever fucking episode it was. Listen to 2 months ago or whatever. So, but so finally, I guess. Oh, because they sent us a letter like, "Hey, we're turning off your gas." On this day, on the 2nd. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. It's just they're gonna turn off our fucking gas range because that's all we have on our bill. It's your fuck up, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll microwave my oatmeal. I don't give a shit. So it comes to be April 2nd, and I had gone to work at 5:45, and then I got home around. Oh, I stopped home for lunch at 9:30.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it's you left super early for work, and but like when I woke up, like I was on the computer, I'm just like, man, it's really fucking cold in here. So like I went to like every single window, and it's like, and that's the thing, like I never go in Brian's room, like I don't even know like what that room looks like, but like I even went there to like to make sure they're closed because it was like fucking freezing. It was to the point where I had like like almost like winter pants on and like a hoodie, and it's just like I was wearing like gloves indoors and shit. I was like, it's fucking cold, and I think I got up a second time to like check all the windows, but go ahead.
Yeah.
So you came back for lunch.
I am literally a cold ass honky. Right
Yeah.
So I get home and I notice it's pretty fucking cold. So I'm like, okay, so that means they turned off the gas, but it shouldn't affect us because all we have on our meter is the gas range. It shouldn't affect the heat. So it's like, okay, so and this has been the main dispute. It's just like, hey, you're charging us for more than a gas range. So if and that was the kicker. I was like, oh, it's fucking cold in here. I'm like, you know what? Just for kicks, I'm gonna check out the range. It works. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So something's messed up somewhere. Whatever. But so finally, we got a hold of landlord. Landlord's just like, hey, like my tenants are fucking freezing. You need to turn on the gas or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure that's illegal on their part or whatever. During the cold months or something.
They
like
might be safe because it's spring technically.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be. And since
Lousy smart
I checked into those rules because we got because I told them my apartment we got slammed with a huge electric bill because we didn't set it up properly. So we ended up not paying
for
like 4 months by accident. And I was worried they're going to shut it off, but they can't do it in winter technically.
Yeah.
Or if the temperature is scheduled to be below 32 degrees. So as long as they're in that window, they can shut off your fucking heat whenever they want.
But it got turned back on. So, which was nice. So they were going to send out a text so they were turn it back on. And then I was at work, so Chris got to meet the tech.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Yeah. So Brian, I forgot if you texted or called me, but you're like, oh hey, by the way, the Nightcore technician will be at the apartment in 10 minutes to 2 hours. So just look out for that. So I was like, all right on.
So either make a sandwich or start an Oliver Stone film.
Start something in the crock pot. But I mean, he did actually come out, say 10 minutes after you texted, so good on him. But I hear him knocking and he's ringing the bell and stuff. So I walk down the stairs, like in my Rangers jersey, look like I'm bummed. And like I open the door and it's weird because like I open the door and I'm in obviously our doorway. He's in like the front door hallway, and then our neighbors, their door's open, and like one of our neighbors is just like standing there. So it's like all three of us like Mexican standoff. So he's like, so I open the door and he's like, hey, and he's like, the Nightcore guy. He's like, hey, did you call us? So I'm kind of standing there. I was like, well, I know we called, but I don't know if the neighbors did too. So it was totally like a Cypress Hill Simpsons thing where I was like, yeah, we think we did. So I was like, yeah, I think we called. And he's like, all right, well, what's up? I was like, well, and then, so I basically told him, I was like, well, our range is on and our apartment is cold. And like, without that backstory, that sounds really confusing. So, he just kind of like stood there for a while. I was like, you could come up to look at the range if you want. He's like, all right, yeah, let's do that. So like the neighbors, they went back in their apartment, and the Nightcore guy comes up here. He's looking at the stove, checking to make sure it turns on. And and I think while he was up here he was just checking for whatever. So he just kind of make sure that there's the odor stuff in there and yada yada, boring stuff. And then he goes, so do we have access to the basement here? I was like, oh yeah, let me show you the way. So we go down there, and he's like, oh, let me see the the boiler, the main boiler for the heat and stuff. I was like, all right. So our basement's creepy, and then the boiler room's in an even creepier room that's even darker, and there's like a little bungee like holding the door closed, so it just looks creepy. So we go in there, and so I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. We go through, get in there. So, but basically, like, so he sees where the boiler is and everything. I'm, again, just kind of standing there, like, not sure what to do with myself. So, he kind of gets down, and he's, like, looking at, like, the valves and the pipes and everything. And he goes, he's like, oh, yeah, you hear that hissing sound? So I kind of bend down a little bit. I was like, oh, yeah, I hear that a little bit. He goes, yeah, usually it's not supposed to hiss, unless you hold down this test button. Yeah. I was like, okay. So, he kind of tries pressing it a little bit, tweaking some things, pressing the button. He goes, oh, it's still hissing. So, what that means is, we need to install a new safety valve, yada, yada. He's kind of describing, what that would entail. And as he's talking, he's like, oh, yeah, so, we'd have to replace that. Why did you stop? And he says it like that. So just like, so like we both just kind of like freeze. I was like, wait, why did you stop in mid-sentence? So he's kind of like looks around, he's kind of poking a little bit, and then he grabs this, like from his toolbox, he grabs this like long pole and like, my Jesus, he grabs this long pole and like sticks like a match on the end of it, and like he's probably in his 40s, late 40s, my guess, and so he has the stick and he like bends down, he's like, oh, this is gonna be fun. So it's like, oh, why is that? He's like, oh, these old boilers, they're like time bombs. It's ready to explode. I was like, all right. So
should I start running now?
See that Bible in my bag? You a praying man? Let's start. Oh, no. You're going to want to be. Slowly disappear.
He starts splashing holy water on the boiler.
All around him as he opens up some kind of hidden staircase below the boiler.
He's taking shots from a flash.
So, so he's like he's down, bent down, he's putting the thing in there. And there's a few 10 seconds where I have no idea what's going on, but I'm tense. And he like pulls the stick back out. And he puts it back in his toolbox. Now he's on all fours, like on this concrete gross floor, right? But then he gets up super slowly, turns to look at me, smiles, then goes, "We should leave pretty quick." So like, and as soon as he said that, like he picks up his bag and he's out the door. So like, and that's the thing, like, as when we first went down there, I turned on all the lights, and I have to turn all of them off, and each one has their own individual like pull string. So it's like, oh shit! So
Chris just takes out a gun and shoots them out.
Why are there 15?
So, but like as he's walking out, he's like, like I forgot like what I asked or what I said. But he's just like. He's like, oh yeah, when these old boilers, when they, fire up, it's like a grenade going off. I was like, oh, well, like, how long does it usually take? He's like, I don't know. It's like, all I know is it's best to get as much distance between you and it. I was like, okay. So, yeah, we went back up here and kind of, like, talked about how it was obviously wrong that the range worked and the heat didn't. So, but yeah, that's the night course story.
So, did it start?
Yeah, I mean, we have heat now.
So, like, are you guys, like, sitting on like an explosive device?
Maybe. There's a floor between us.
Did you hear it start up? Could you hear it?
I mean, he left pretty soon after that. 'Cause, I mean, obviously there's all that he came out to
And he has a wife
here
and
to do.
kids,
Yeah. No, but that's like, so as soon as he left, like I like watched him drive away, and I totally packed up and went to Subway. So yeah,
Don't tell the neighbor.
yeah, we didn't.
Well, like, because I mean, obviously he was checking the pilot if we put that match down there.
Yeah, I'm
like-
assuming.
I
Yeah, because
mean-
I'm assuming there's like a flame like underneath.
Well, there should be. That's how you know your heat's working. Because like in my apartment, it's really fucking stupid, man. Because like the layouts in my apartments are dumb as fuck. Because there's 2 bedrooms, and like one of them is like a bigger bedroom, which I wanted for us, and then one of them is a smaller bedroom, but it has a sliding glass door attached to it. So we can't put the kid in the sliding glass door room, so we got to take the smaller bedroom and give her the bigger one. But the bigger one has the fucking water heater, the furnace closet in it. And like the first when we lived there, our furnace kept shutting off. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? And he comes in there, he's like, oh, just start it back up this way. He's like, probably want to leave that door propped open at all times. And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, these apartments, when the wind blows, it blows the wind. I'm like, there's a way to fix that. Like, I'm like, this is the kids' room. We got to leave the fucking room to the furnace open all. He's like, well, yeah. So like, it's stupid. But like when it goes out, if the door gets closed, I have to restart it myself. And mine's a small-ish furnace for one apartment. And when it fires up, it's like, and like I mean, blue flames like launch out of the bottom of it. So I can see yours being old and big, being like
It's
terrifying.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Like it looks like Big Boy or something.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
I say you said you haven't
No.
seen it.
We should go down there.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Um,
Can we
yeah,
can
well,
we go down
that
there?
and
How long are these mic cables? Can we daisy chain them?
Actually, we just have to drop it in through the bathroom.
oh yeah, there's a laundry chute.
Oh, Ghost Adventures. Come at me, bro.
We're so front right now.
Crap, what was I gonna say? Oh, well, that's the thing. Because while he was looking at the boiler, I went in another room in our basement that I've never been in before, and I think it had like the boiler before our current boiler.
Yeah.
So it basically looks like 2 giant drums with like a grate underneath it. Like I'll
Do
say,
they,
it
have
looks
do they have
old.
doors in the front of it? Coal fucking furnace?
No, but there's a coal chute down there.
Oh, so there was a coal furnace at one point. Yeah. Coal. This house is old as fuck.
You guys, what you guys need to do, and my blessing has been, anytime that you have to do anything with customer service, have Sean Fitzpatrick make the call. And for anyone who doesn't know, Sean Fitzpatrick is a comedian out of St. Charles and an artist. But he's kind of like Cameron from Ferris Bueller, like all grown up. Because when we called to hook up our internet, we made him. Well, first the phone call took 5 hours. And it actually started with Ariel, but every time they switched her to someone else, she would switch it to Sean, and vice versa. So like they when they had it on speakerphone, they're like, Sean, they're like, nope, Ariel. Well, weren't we talking to Sean? And she'd be like, wasn't I talking to like Dan earlier? But anyway, so they get to Sean, and they're like, okay, our house number is 622. So they're like, what do you want the name of your account to be? He's like, 622 hotties, man, because the party never stops here. And like, this is like 5 hours, and like the woman is just not having it. She's like, all right, and she's like, and what do you want the name of your router to be? He's like, not a meth lab. she's like, are you for serious? He's like, yeah. She's like, all right, you're all good to go, thanks. And like hung up on it.
So is that the names of the?
Oh yeah. So every time when our bill comes, it's like 622 hotties, not a meth lab.
That's amazing.
And even like, so if you try to access our internet through our phone, it'll be like, someone, one house, it'll be like a bunch of random numbers, another house, a bunch of random numbers, and then it'll be like, not a meth lab. So like friends that come over, they're like, I take it this is your internet? I'm like, yep. Go ahead.
That's right. We are not a meth lab.
I think though, but we, like, because when he originally said that, like the woman was like, she said something like, you're going to have to put some numbers at the end of it because someone already has that. And he goes something like, I think he said something like, oh, that's not good. We have local competition. Like, we just like, we're not just going to be cooperative with them after like 5 hours of this like phone conversation trying to get internet.
That's so awesome.
So shout out to AOK Comedy, by the way.
And we can wrap it up there.
Hey. Oh, yeah. We'll be right back. Hey. I gotta pee. We should look at that basement.
Yeah.